part 2 of Back to Basics. Yesterday we kind of talked about a little bit of the do's and don'ts, and we left off here with the macronutrients. So I just want to go back to our 3 questions that we brought up yesterday. That is, why do we do what we do? Why don't we do what we should do? And if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why? So I'll always ask those 3 questions. I think they're very important. I think they also kind of help set the tone of your day. So I love pre-planning because I think it kind of helps again with setting that plan for the day. So like the night before, I was like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to run, this many miles, or I'm going to go and I'm going to clean out the pantry. It kind of gets you that mental preparedness that you need to stay focused for that next day. So kind of think of those questions when you the night before, so you can set yourself up for success the next day. All right, so we left off with the macronutrient slide. They're the nutrients that your body needs that provide calories or energy. The nutrients are substances that are needed for growth, metabolism, and for other body functions. Macro means large. That means your body needs this in larger amounts compared to the micronutrients. They include your carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And we'll get more into those nutrient calculations a bit later. So carbohydrates, 4 calories per gram. Remember that number when we're doing our nutrient calculations because it plays a vital role when you're doing that formula. And I'm not here to talk about any fad diets of gotta have carbs, don't have carbs, fat, protein, all of that good stuff. So just remember, we're just kind of keeping it basic right here. So carbohydrates are the body's main source of fuel. It's easily used by the body for energy. It is the body's first go-to. All of the tissues and cells in your body can use glucose for energy. They are needed for these systems, the central nervous system, the kidneys, the brain, the muscles, including the heart, to function properly. So this is where I get a little bit scary when people are like, I'm going on a no sugar diet or a no fat diet. God designed us like a very scientific machine, and so your body does need certain foods to function properly. In the brain, because I'm doing a lot of neuro research for my study right now, your brain needs that glucose to function properly. So now I'm not saying that, go to your table sugar and dump it in your coffee. I'm talking about the good, healthy, natural sugar, but your brain does need it for good cognitive function. Carbohydrates can be stored in the muscles and the liver and used later for energy. It's important for intestinal health and waste elimination. So think about your fiber here. So you have the soluble fiber. It actually, is like a sponge and it soaks up all the bad. And then the insoluble fiber kind of acts like a shovel and pushes it all out. So fiber is very important in the diet. Again, that's why I get scared when people eliminate carbohydrates, because fiber falls into that category. So if you're looking at a food label and it says carbohydrates, then it has a subcategory of fiber and sugar. So always look at that. You're always trying to get fiber, because you need about 35 grams of fiber a day. Most people are not getting that. Again, another topic, try to stay on track here. So mainly found in starchy foods like your grain and potatoes, fruits, milk, and yogurt. You'll be surprised at where you're going to find carbohydrates or in the form of like sugar. So like your vegetables, beans, nuts, seeds, cottage cheese, but in lesser amounts. But when you remember when I was talking about the apple and the donut, so an apple has a lot of sugar, but it contains a lot of fiber. So it's good for you. The skin. Make sure you eat the skin. Then we get into protein. So again, 4 calories per grams. It's used for growth, especially important for children, teens, and pregnant women. It is there for tissue repair. So I always say if you're going to have a snack at night, have protein, because your body repairs itself when it's at rest. So when you are after you do a workout, that's why you always see a lot of bodybuilders drinking a protein shake after, because it's trying to fix itself. But at night, your body really goes into that fixing mode, and protein is needed for that tissue repair. It's important for immune function, making essential hormones and enzymes in the body, energy when the carbohydrate is not available. That's why you'll see people on these high protein diets, because it's going to first burn through all of those carbs and then it's going to reach for the protein. And then preserving lean muscle mass, again, you got to have some protein if you want to continue for those muscles to grow. And it's found in foods like nuts, beans, eggs, dairy, and obviously your meat products. There are healthier proteins versus others. You got to be careful of eating a lot of red meat. The heme iron is found now to not be so good for you. So be careful with a lot of your red meats. And then fish, again, there's so many speculations of the salmon, obviously like tilapia being farm raised, too much mercury in the salmon, too much mercury in the tuna. So just be careful and think about what it is that you're eating, what it's doing for your body or what you want it to do for your body. I'm not here in this kind of a setting to give you those certain facts. That is something that we would have to have a deeper conversation on one-on-one. If that's something you're looking for, please let me know. And then fats. So if you see the calorie per gram here has changed. So fats is 9 calories per gram. So that's going to make a difference in that nutrient calculation. But I will say your body doesn't you don't need as many fats. Typically that's going to be your lowest amount on the scale when we're doing your nutrient calculation. But it's normal growth and development, energy. Fat is the most concentrated source of energy. It's needed for absorbing your fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K, and the carotenoids. So if you're going to be, making these leafy green vegetables and some carrots, you'll want to maybe add a little bit of like extra virgin olive oil. That fat is going to help absorb those nutrients better. It provides cushioning for the organs, but we don't need too much cushion. Maintaining the cell membranes, providing taste, consistency, and stability to foods. And then monosaturated and polyunsaturated fats are the better fats. So you're like the polyunsaturated, obviously the many chains, it's including omega-3 fatty acids. And so the good fats include the nuts, seeds, plants, oils, cold water, fish, and avocados. I would have to say avocados are my favorite. Out of that category there. Like nuts and seeds are one thing. Again, nuts is another topic. There's been a lot of controversy lately between nuts and which nuts are better. Like the almonds, the skin on the almonds not being good for you. So again, another topic when we can dig into that a little deeper. So let's see. The micronutrients, we're going to save this topic for another day because, again, we'll get into it a little more deeply. So just remember when you're doing your macronutrients, you want to make sure that you're always picking the healthiest of the choices. So again, for your carbs, you want that high fiber, nutrient dense carbohydrates, the whole grains. The good steel cut oatmeal if you're doing that. If you're try to find I'm not a big pasta pusher, but now they have so many of the pastas made with like quinoa or vegetable based pastas. Really sticking with like the root vegetables like the sweet potatoes. What's some other good ones just off the top of my head? Squash. Like I love all the different squashes, the summer squash, winter squash, the butternut, the spaghetti squash, using spaghetti squash as your pasta. So that's always good. Your lean proteins, good, healthy, lean proteins. I prefer getting those from like organic source if possible. Sometimes that's not always the easiest, but definitely search those local farms. And then again, fats, always the good healthy fats, the fats with omega-3 is always going to be your better choice. But if you are looking for a specific diet or you would like to know your nutrient calculation prior to us meeting again, please reach out. Go to my YouTube channel or you can go to my Facebook, Instagram, and we can get together one-on-one, because it is important when you're trying to lead that healthy lifestyle. Until we see each other again, thank you. Bye-bye.